The Dread Wolf is our unfriendly elfin groupmate Solus, and he is returning, or so it seems. Solus must be dealt with. Hail, and well met, adventurers. It is me, Achilles Zar, powerful world and plane traveler, tale teller and wizard of great repute, and I am about to give you my thoughts on the Dread Wolf. It has been weeks since the vision first came to us, and being the great Achilles Zar, I was asked by many to interpret its meaning. Since the vision arrived, I have clung to my belief that interpretation of this naked threat was not necessary, but still the requests came, and so I will give you this. Perhaps it is not an interpretation. Perhaps it is a response. Let us take a moment to consume this latest dream that threatens us from the land of Thedas. But before I go on, I beseech you to not forget. Please press the like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell. And I must warn you, there may be spoilers within if you have not completed your journeys through Dragon Age Inquisition. Today we find ourselves on the trail to Thedas, where things never seem to be resolved. The resolution of each problem in each successive threat to Thedas seems to give rise to some worse, more existential doomsday scenario. Last we knew, the breach was sealed. Corypheus was thrown down. The powerful and ambitious Morrigan had consumed all the knowledge of the elves from the Well of Sorrows. The Chantry was rising, broken but renewed, and Solus, well, that unhappy, arrogant, self-hating, elven pseudo-mage somehow survived. In my well-educated opinion, that was an oversight of our last hero. As an aside, I posit this. Perhaps the heroes of Thedas are not so heroic after all. Perhaps they have too much of a tendency to leave things undone, rather to be done before they are truly done. Be that as it may. Those adventurers among us that are honest with ourselves knew that the moment we met Solus, we'd have to face him in some sort of nasty affair. In the end, he cared little for defeating Corypheus, only that Corypheus was his embarrassment, his need for the Inquisition to help him to access the Fade and achieve his own personal goals, the reinstatement of elfin power. His assistance with Corypheus was only a useful tool for him in the pursuit of his ultimate goal, and to clean up his own mess. And now we have this latest vision, this latest hint of what the xenophobic delusional mastermind has in store for the rest of us on Thedas.
So, you found me at last. I suspect you have questions.
The idol, or a dark facsimile of the one our hero Hawk should have destroyed in the deep roads, seems to have resurfaced, powered by the same red lyrium that has been so problematic in the last two catastrophic events. There is no end to the corruptive powers of this substance, and we have yet to clearly identify the source of its evolution. Perhaps soon, perhaps this latest doom will make it finally clear. Regardless, it is persistent. Once we think it purged, it resurfaces, contributing to some new cataclysm. Will the rise of the Dread Wolf be no different? Will Solus use the power of Red Lyrium to power his dreams of tearing down the Veil, and ultimately be corrupted by it, like Knight Commander Meredith and so many others? It is no secret that Red Lyrium spares no one, weak and powerful alike. Given Solus's proclivities, I fear this corruption more than one can say. To quote Solus himself, he will save the elven people, even if it means this world must die. That sounds prophetic. According to elven lore, on Thedas, the Dread Wolf imprisoned the elven gods just when the elves needed them most. Perhaps because of this, the Tevinter wizards were able to overthrow and destroy the powerful elfin nation Elvahenan and its gleaming city Arlathan, forcing their survivors to roam like nomads, or worse, being thrust into alienages or slavery. Since that day, the Dread Wolf has been known as the Betrayer by his own people. This is, of course, legend. To all legend there is some kernel of truth, but just as often legend is shrouded in lies and obfuscation. Is Solus a bad man? Yes, I do believe so, at least in this human subjective mind. Is he an ambitious man? Yes. Is it not obvious? The idea that he seeks knowledge of the Fade for wisdom alone is laughable. He seeks power. He seeks to assuage his own guilt, but ambition in the pursuit of redemption does not make one evil. Is he an evil man? As I have posited before, his own words condemn him as such. But his actions may tell a different story than these words convey, or at least a more nuanced story. Let us look at the facts that we know. He worked with the Inquisitor and threw down Corypheus. All the while he knew he bore the responsibility for the rise of the monster, and the existence of the Anchor itself. All the while he lied to the Inquisition, keeping his involvement to himself. Yes, taking risk, but dooming others to pain, suffering, and death. But could he really destroy all others for this lofty goal of his? Or is this simply a prideful bluff? Would his consuming of Mythal be evidence enough that there is a deeper darkness within him? Or is this flash of information something more or less, a pebble of half-knowledge sent to confuse, not enlighten? One thing is sure. Solus means pride in the elves' own tongue. It seems a fitting name for one so sure in his own righteous cause and willingness to sacrifice others for it, while denying what he knows to be true. Where there is smoke, there is fire. What Red Lyrium has to do with this, I don't know, but it cannot be good. Whatever the case, evil or not, prudence is the best course of action. Most likely, the vision sent to us is little more than obfuscation, confusion, a ruse. The answer is simple for a war wizard like me. When in doubt, kill it with fire. Solus must be put down.